back to Sports Zone. With us now virtually is the Mizzou wrestling coach, Brian Smith, starting his 23rd year as the head coach of the Tigers, joining us virtually from North Dakota after 3 big wins in the opener. Coach, how you doing today?
Doing good. Andrew, this is probably your first live interview with a person from Fargo, right? Come on, Fargo, here we are.
It is, and a fun fact is North Dakota is the only state in the United States that I have not been to yet. So I've been to 49 of the 50, haven't made it to North Dakota. Wish we could have covered you guys today, but you know, the 3-0 start, and you guys did it in dominating fashion per usual. What'd you like about your team's performance today?
Well, first, just grateful to be up here and competing. Our last duel was February 22nd, so it took a lot of work by a lot of people to get us to this point. And, you know, we usually start competition in November, and here we are in January, and we just opened up. So I brought 18 young wrestlers. I think 7 of them were freshmen. And, you know, there's a lot. I got a list of things I can say we need to get better at. But when you walk out of a building like this and you get 3 wins, you're healthy, won a lot of matches, shut out Oregon State, and I think we lost 1 match in another duel. So I'm pleased.
Just in general, how has COVID-19 affected your squad in the off season, getting ready for the year? And I know you just said you got a 12-hour bus ride ahead of you today, which is probably maybe a little bit different.
Yeah, I mean, it's affected us. It's affected everybody in the world's been affected by this, and they handled it as good as you can handle it. You know, we were shut last time, you know, in March, they were shut down from the NCAA. So Brock Mahler had a chance, and, you know, Jarrett, all these guys that had chances to become All-Americans and national champs were told the 5 days before the tournament, you're going, go home, and then we won't see you. And then I couldn't even really see them for months. So we were doing Zoom calls like this. So as a team, we did weekly Zooms. We had breakout groups. We were doing things like that. Then we got back to the weight room in late, I think it was the first week of July. And then we started getting back on the mats through our RTC in August. And the school let us back in the facility in September. And we've been rolling. But, you know, it's not easy. The kids have to test. We had to test 4 times this week by the Pac-12 rules because Oregon State was here and had a test up here. So you're all, you know, you have young kids that are worried about, man, if I test positive, I got to go home and that type of thing. So, but you know what? It's not, for us, we have the opportunity to compete. There's tougher things in the world going on than that, and it's a very grateful team, and just proud of them.
With wrestling, is it any, you know, more of a risk with COVID to contact it because of the nature of the sport, maybe versus any of the other sports, or is it all the same?
I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a risk, because they, you know, what are the things they tell you to do? Say 6 feet apart, and I'm telling them to close the gap. So, and get on their head and pull on them, and you know, you're on top of somebody or underneath them, and so, and I think COVID probably did run through a good portion of our team throughout the months. It's been staggered, but you know, nobody's really been sick. Most of my guys were asymptomatic or only sick for a day. Even I had it, so it's run through most of our program. Unfortunately, nobody's really gotten that sick.
Coach, I know you never want to make it about you, and if you don't feel comfortable, that's totally fine. But you mentioned you had COVID. What was your experience like? And was it hard?
It's scary because I have upper respiratory problems, so it was really difficult to just go through this and be away from my team. And then when I'm with them, knowing the risk that I'm taking for my family and all that. But my wife cleans like there's no tomorrow the house. I'm on like mega doses of vitamins, and if I use an inhaler, but I had it for about, you know, but it was 4 or 5 days of just, I'm glad it didn't get to my respiratory area, and it was just mostly headaches and just feeling run down and just tired. So, but then after 10 days, I felt great, and I was back in there, and here we are as a team, and I am exhausted right now from a long day of wrestling, but it's a heck of a lot easier than what COVID was. But it's just nice to be back. I'm pumped. You know, we get to come home Friday, which is nice, and compete. I can't wait. And I know we can have fans, and we'll have some fans there. And I've been telling people that we have a special team that come watch us, that these guys, win or lose, they're throwing it on the mat and scoring points and competing hard.
I know you're always creative and getting new venues for your team and finding new ways to get fans and stuff. I'm curious, have you used that creativity at all this year, maybe in other aspects of with COVID, getting fans to still be able to watch your wrestlers this year?
Well, I know we streamed it through Rockfin today, and that's our Tiger Style Club account, and there are a lot of people watching that. Watched it in one of the matches, and then the rest of the day, my director of ops, Matt Manley, was calling it on through the internet, so people could at least listen to it if they weren't able to watch it. So we do whatever we can for our fans because we have a good base of following, and they want to follow this team when we're on the road.
Well, I know here in Mid-Missouri, you got those three locals: the former Tolton Stars, Jarrett J. Cuse, Brock Mahler, and then Jeremiah Kent from Hickman. I'm curious, they couldn't compete in the NCAA championships last year. How much more are they motivated this year because of that?
They're always motivated, but this is they know the risk of this year, and they know that at any point it could get shut down, and so I just see that when they get in the practice room or on this trip, and the leadership they bring to the program, especially Jarrett and Brock right now, but Jeremiah too, but had a great day. All of them went undefeated today. They kicked some butt today, the Columbia boys. So like they always do, but proud of them. They bring a leadership that, like Brock, talking to guys quietly. Jarrett's a little more outspoken, and just you travel 7 of your 18 guys are freshmen. There's going to be a lot of guys forgetting things, not knowing when to get on the bus or when to do things. Just to eat and do things, go to bed. One of them forgot their pillow. It's always something.
Well, Coach, on Friday you can secure win number 300 with the program. What does that mean to you to get 300 dual wins potentially this week?
It means I sat on my ass for 300 matches and watched my kids do a good job. So, it's nice. I know that's something you guys always blow it up and say, oh, it's 300, and I wouldn't even know till you just told me. So that's nice to know. It'll be 300. Well, we have to win matches first. So eventually we'll get them. Hopefully I do get them this weekend, but it's not me. Really proud when you look at this team, had the highest GPA we've ever had since I've been at Mizzou. And not only can they wrestle, they're pretty dang good. And I got a kid right now, Canton Marriott, who wrestled today, is in law school. I got a bunch of them doing their MBA work in finance.
Wow, law school. That's impressive. But I have to ask, Coach, has any of your wrestlers run a marathon since Alan Hart did during quarantine?
Yes, I think Sean Harmon, the freshman that won today, he ran a marathon during the summer, and Keegan O'Toole did one. So we had 3 guys, and I walked with Dr. Tarbox, Bus Tarbox, our team doc. We walked 22 miles for how many years I've been at Mizzou, because we were thinking about the marathon, but then my feet started hurting. And so then we said we got to do it yearly. So Bus and I, next spring, I'm going to have to walk 23 miles. Damn. I think at some point I'm not going to be able to walk. It's going to be time to step down at Mizzou. What do you think?
That's when you'll know. That's when you'll know. When you can't do it, that's when you'll know. That's good stuff. Well, Coach Smith, Mizzou wrestling coach, entering his 23rd season since 1998. That's a long time, and that's a testament to all your hard work. So, Coach, safe travels back to Columbia. We look forward to seeing you in the Triangular on Friday.
Thanks, Andrew.
All right, we'll be right back after this.